I'm Lise Leblanc, and in today's video, I will explain what invalidation means and how to avoid invalidating someone, even when you have different thoughts and feelings about a situation. Now, some people go around invalidating others maliciously, and that's not what I'm talking about in this video. What I'm talking about here is in the context of those who love someone who is highly sensitive, such as someone with borderline personality disorder, and they are seeking to learn how to better handle their loved one's misperceptions, misinterpretations, and misunderstandings without escalating things. Let's start with a few definitions. So first, in a psychological context, the word validating means recognizing and affirming the value and worth of a person's thoughts and feelings. Validation does not necessarily mean that it's true or that you're agreeing with these perceptions, interpretations, emotions, experiences, memories, but rather are actively listening and genuinely attempting to understand and express support and empathy. So if a person says that they're feeling invalidated by you, it means that they feel like you're denying, rejecting, or dismissing their thoughts, feelings, and experiences, or even that you're rejecting them as a person, as though they're not important, unworthy, or that they don't matter to you. When a person feels invalidated, it doesn't mean that you intended to invalidate them or even that you're actually invalidating them, but it does mean that they feel invalidated. And let me just say that even the most empathetic, kind people can be guilty of unintentionally invalidating someone, especially someone who is highly sensitive.
Sure!
What?
Sure!
Jason!
Okay, it's all happening, Marcel!
Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god.
Don't worry, these are only lemon shards.
Number one is minimization. So minimizing and belittling someone's feelings or experiences can make them feel like their emotions are unimportant, insignificant, and unworthy. For instance, if someone is upset about a problem that they had at work, saying, "Oh, that's not a big deal," or "everyone faces those types of issues," might make them feel like their concerns are too small and too trivial to be worthy of any consideration.
Technically, I was bit by a shark.
Were you bit or were you nipped?
Number two is denial. So denying another person's feelings or experiences invalidates their reality. It can be incredibly frustrating and hurtful to be told you're imagining things, or that's not true, or that didn't happen, when they're genuinely perceiving things in a certain way and upset by it.
I mean, if you had been bit, you probably would have lost a great deal of blood.
What
and
difference does it make to you two anyway, what you would call it? It hurt, and I had shark teeth penetrate my skin.
It looks like you scraped yourself on the ladder maybe on the way out.
I'm sorry?
Did you get out of the water abruptly?
Number three is discounting, and this involves diminishing the significance of someone's emotions.
Dave, I mean, really, did they penetrate your skin? Do you really need that bandage?
Lucy, I don't know what to tell you, okay? You tell me if I need the bandage.
So telling them, "Oh, you're too sensitive," or "you're too dramatic," implies that their feelings are unwarranted or excessive for the situation. And although you may feel that that is the truth, this can lead to feeling invalidated. Number four is blaming.
Besides, Jason, it's your fault that it happened. The only reason I got bit in the first place is because you did the worst thing you could possibly do in that situation. You panicked and you threw a bucket of chum in my face.
I did the prudent thing and I got the hell out of the water. There were sharks in there, David. What was I supposed to do?
Shifting responsibility for someone's feelings or experiences onto the individual expressing them is a common invalidation tactic. So for example, if someone confides in you about a work-related mistake and you respond saying, well, you should have known better or you should have been more careful, you are invalidating their feelings of regret or frustration by attributing the problem to their own actions without considering how they're feeling. Number 5 is comparing. So when you're comparing someone's situation to others, it can undermine their feelings. Saying others have it so much worse than you dismisses the person's emotions and implies that they shouldn't be upset about whatever they're upset about. Or maybe you say something like, oh, I had it so much worse, and then go on to share a story about a similar experience.
Dave, I was in a car accident once, okay? And it was really scary. I had nightmares, but...
I've been in a car accident too. Have you ever been bit by a shark?
I was never bit by a shark. I'm just saying that I understand...
Say it again.
I was in a car accident.
No, say the last part.
I was never bit by a shark.
That's it.
Maybe you're trying to relate, but you may end up overshadowing their experience in comparison to yours. I recently invalidated my daughter in this way, obviously inadvertently. What happened is she'd slept in and was a few minutes late for a memorial service that was really important to her. She was feeling incredibly shameful about being a few minutes late, and instead of validating her feelings, I immediately tried to pull her out of her shame storm by reminding her about the time that I got lost and was 20 minutes late for my brother-in-law's funeral. My intention here was to help her see that we all make mistakes. I wanted her to see that I did something worse in an effort to make her feel better, like her mistake wasn't that bad. And this isn't necessarily a bad thing, but what I failed to do was validate her feelings and her experience, and then relate to her with a similar experience. Number 6 is ignoring. So when you're ignoring someone when they're trying to express their feelings or thoughts, it sends a clear message that you don't really care about what they have to say.
That's interesting. Why do you keep writing stuff down on your little pad there?
Oh, I'm taking notes. Would it make you more comfortable if I didn't take notes?
Yeah, actually, it would make me more comfortable. Thank you.
That's interesting.
It can be emotionally isolating and damaging to the relationship because it tells the person that what they're feeling and experiencing is so insignificant to you that it doesn't even warrant a response. Number 7 is negative judgments. Passing judgment on someone's feelings or their experiences can make them feel criticized and misunderstood. Saying, oh, that's a stupid thing to be upset about, invalidates how they're feeling.
Sweetheart, I'm a shark attack survivor. I'm fried.
Honey, I think the fear was a lot worse than the actual attack, which I can totally appreciate, but the good news is you weren't hurt, so let's not ruin the evening over it.
I'm sorry?
Honey, you weren't hurt.
Good night.
Number 8 is sarcasm. Sarcasm, when used to ridicule someone's feelings, can be very hurtful. It creates a hostile environment rather than one where open communication and understanding and empathy can occur.
My husband found himself in a very traumatic shark situation.
Here we go.
David, how did that make you feel?
I know my truth.
Excuse me?
I know my truth.
Did you say I know my truth? Oh, boy.
Number 9 is interrupting or changing the subject. Interrupting someone or changing the subject while they're trying to express themselves, to communicate about something that matters to them, is telling them that, what they have to say isn't as important as what you have to say. And it prevents them from sharing their thoughts and feelings. It shows them that you're not present or you're not willing to hear them out and try to understand whatever it is that they're trying to express to you. It communicates that you're more interested and concerned with your own thoughts, feelings, and experiences. Number 10 is offering unsolicited advice. Offering advice immediately can come across as dismissing, demeaning, and as though you're more interested in fixing their problem than actually understanding what they're feeling. As you can tell, Invalidation can take many forms, and if you can think of more ways that I didn't mention here, please add them to the comment section below. When it comes to invalidation, the common thread is that it diminishes and dismisses someone's feelings and experiences. So in the next few weeks, try to really pay attention to instances when you invalidate others or when you feel invalidated. If you found this video helpful, please like, comment, share, and to learn more about the do's and don'ts in a relationship with someone with BPD, click on the link above.